The Silent Trader, Episode 2, Becoming a Trader. The market never changed. The charts never changed. The only thing that changed was Arga. The evening was quiet. Arga sat alone in front of his monitor. The same charts, the same market, the same opportunities. But this time, he wasn't looking for excitement. He was looking for confirmation. For months, he had trained himself to wait. No more random entries. No more emotional decisions. No more chasing every candle that moved. He opened his journal. Every page reminded him of who he used to be. Impulsive, impatient, emotional. Every mistake had become a lesson. Every loss had become a teacher. Tonight, he wanted to prove that he had truly learned.
The market slowly approached a strong support level. Arga didn't touch the mouse. He simply watched. Price rejected the level once, then again. A bullish engulfing candle finally appeared. Months ago, he would have entered immediately. Now, he waited for confirmation. Another candle closed. The structure remained intact. Volume increased. Everything matched his trading plan. Arga smiled, not because he was about to make money, but because the market was finally speaking the language he had spent months learning. Quietly, he clicked buy.
The position opened. Immediately, the familiar feeling returned. His heart beat faster. His palms became warm. The price moved slightly against him, just a few points. Months ago, he would have panicked. He would have closed the trade, or worse, he would have doubled his position. But not anymore. He looked at his notebook. On the first page, one sentence stood out. Trust the plan, not your emotions. He leaned back, closed the journal, and let the trade breathe. Minutes became hours. The market moved slowly, almost painfully slow. Nothing dramatic, nothing exciting, just small movements. Many traders would have become impatient. Many would have exited too early. Arga didn't. He understood something most beginners never learn. The market rewards patience, far more often than speed. Then, without warning, momentum arrived. The buyers stepped in. Price began climbing. One candle, then another, then another. His position moved into profit. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't watching the money, he was watching the process, because that was the real victory. Eventually, Price reached his target. No hesitation, no greed, no hope for just a little more. He followed his plan exactly. Click. The trade closed. Profit. His first real profit. Not his first winning trade, his first disciplined trade. There was a difference. The amount wasn't life-changing. It couldn't buy a luxury car. It couldn't change his financial situation overnight. But to Arga, it meant everything. It proved one thing. Discipline works. Over the following weeks, winning trades came, so did losing trades. But something incredible happened. His emotions stayed the same. He no longer celebrated wildly after winning. He no longer hated himself after losing. Every trade became information. Every result became feedback. His journal grew thicker. His confidence became quieter. The louder his discipline became, the quieter his ego became. One afternoon, after another losing trade, Arga simply wrote, "Good execution, bad outcome." Months earlier, he would have called himself a failure. Now, he understood something deeper. A good process can still produce a losing trade. A bad process can still produce a winning trade. Success isn't measured trade by trade. It's measured decision by decision. Several months passed. Arga had finally saved enough money to open his first real trading account. The deposit wasn't large, but it represented months of patience, months of sacrifice, months of saying no to shortcuts. Before placing his first real trade, he whispered to himself,
Protect your capital. Because he finally understood. Without capital, there is no second chance. He risked only a small percentage. No oversized positions. No gambling. No revenge trading. Just discipline. Repeated. Again and again.
His account didn't explode overnight. It grew slowly, steadily, almost quietly. While others chased massive profits, only to lose everything, Arga focused on consistency. 1% better. Every day. Every week. Every month. The market wasn't changing his bank account first. It was changing his character. One evening, as Arga sat on the porch watching the sunset, his mother quietly sat beside him. She looked at him for a moment, then smiled. "You've changed." Arga turned. "What do you mean?" She smiled again. "You're calmer now, more patient, more focused." Arga looked toward the horizon. Trading had taught him many things, but perhaps its greatest lesson had nothing to do with charts. It had taught him how to become a better version of himself. He smiled, because deep inside, he knew the greatest lesson was still waiting ahead. To be continued. The Silent Trader. Episode 3. The Silent Trader.